Hello! Yes, hello, and welcome to episode 98 of the Chronicles of Nidum, run by us at Dice at the Beholder, and streamed on the wonderful Heavyweight RPG. 98, so close to 100. Cannot wait. I have things planned. But yes, before we get into it, before everyone else's lovely face gets to come on screen, our sponsors. First of all, as always, we have the awesome, amazing. just waiting for them to come back to the keyboard. Loki Battlemats.
Huh?
Loki Battlemats are an award-winning UK-based TTRPG accessory creator.
Why has that not worked?
There are many books of battle mats, little, big, giant sizes, and their modular book sets, L-O-K-E. And their modular book sets are full of amazing artwork and an awesome backdrop to any tabletop game. You can find out more if you wish by searching up Loki Battlemat, L-O-K-E, on most social media platforms, or pop over to the link in chat where you can view and shop for their physical maps, or pop over to Drive-Thru RPG where you can shop for their digital ones as well that are compatible with most virtual tabletops. Tell them we sent you, join their Patreon, and they're awesome. We love them. Second sponsor, as always, is the fantastic and wonderful Syrinscape. If you want to engage your players much more in the wonderful world that you were creating for them, look no further than Syrinscape for all your ambient sound needs. Be it Dragonfire, the sounds of a tavern, epic battle music, or, as always, because I love this, a very well-placed Wilhelm scream. Yes, please pop over to Sirenscape.com, link in chat. You don't even have to subscribe. You can just log in, or register, log in, and you get access to 20 sound sets just to start you off. Sirenscape.com, because epic games need epic sound. Third...
Epic sounds require epic games.
Yes, epic sounds are required for epic games. That could have worked.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to save myself. Yes, last but by no means least is the wonderful, and they are in chat, Sparky & Co., who, if they have done a rebrand, probably should have told me before now. But yes, Sparky & Co. For all of your miniature needs, please pop over to Sparky & Co. You can find them on most social media platforms, or pop over to their Etsy store, where you can find some awesome 3D printed minis for fantastic prices. And if you want to make those prices even more fantastic, use the code HEAVY at checkout to get yourself a barbarian-sized D12% discount. Yes. No full rebrand yet. Brilliant. Thank you. So yes, Sparky & Co. But yeah, here we go. Nope. Lost Streamlabs. There we are. Everyone's lovely face.
Hi.
Well, everyone and a drawn face.
Well, that's what Bragg looks
I
like.
don't know what you're talking about. This is my face.
Yeah, what are you talking about, Bri?
Everyone also needs to wish a
That
happy
is my
birthday to
gorgeous-
Greg.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthdays in chat,
Happy.
please. Greg is now exactly the same age as Millie.
I'm still younger.
was
Bry's
gonna
trying
say,
to
no.
get everyone to wish me a happy birthday because he's trying to make up for forgetting until about 10 minutes ago.
Pretty much, yeah. I just forgot what day it was. My kids aren't here. My time is completely thrown out.
Just keep digging, Rich. You're doing great.
You've just
Calm
forgot
down.
your best man's birthday. That's all.
Best person.
Best person.
Just hope I don't forget the wedding day.
I would be sad, and I
Especially
remembered
since
your
Bry's
birthday.
staying at our house the night before.
You remember my birthday about 20 minutes before Bry did, Mil.
Yep, I am also a terrible person. Your friends love you. I did, however. No, you know what? Never mind. Carry on.
Right, but yes. Before we go actually into the game then, socials. You can join our socials. Follow the link that will be in chat or is in chat right now. And you can join fantastic communities of like-minded nerds who like to poke fun at each other at every conceivable moment, as evidenced by 98 episodes now of this. Join our Facebooks, Instagrams, Twitters, or more importantly, join our Discords, where you can get involved in many other streams apart from this one. But yes, join our socials. Is that it? Nope. Most important thing, the date is coming. Biggest event I will take part in this year. I'm joking, Millie.
I was going to say, tread carefully there, Brian.
The
Yourself a hole.
second biggest event I will take part in this year.
Stag do.
The third biggest event.
Several people in this call worked very hard to plan for you.
The third
Apparently,
That-
is secondary to this.
Hang on. Definitely. The third biggest event that I will take part in this year, from the 24th until the 28th of July. You can join us as we raise money, as we have done for many years now, for 3 amazing, wonderful charities. But you can get involved if you want to. We will be playing D&D for 60 hours, 12 hours a day, Monday to Friday. And if you haven't already, please click on the Just Giving link in chat. Share it on your Facebook, share it wherever you possibly can. Plus, if you donate a $5, stick your name in, and you can win a prize. 2 of the prizes are a one-shot from me and AD. There are lots of dice. There are maps from Loki Battle Mats. But yes, please get involved and help us raise money for Papyrus, Shelter UK, and MS UK. For more information, just click on the link in chat. Okay? So,
Fair enough.
and you're all back.
It looks really good. You've done a really good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I liked it. I spent so long in his little head.
What?
We're not talking to you anymore, Bray.
Okay.
Yeah, we just carried on talking amongst
Ben
ourselves.
spent
We don't
so
need
long on that little head.
I did.
to spend so long on that little head. It's really cute too. I love it.
It's a cute.
Actually,
little-
speaking of which, my daughter asked if when their hamster died, if you'd be willing to tax it.
yeah, sure.
Anyway, can we play some D&D?
Yes. Let's play some Dungeons and Dragons. So,
Sorry.
I'm actually not feeling it.
last time on the Chronicles of Nidum. Give me a second. There we go. Last time on the Chronicles of Nidum. Having finally discovered who was murdering the gods of Grecia and confronting them in the Forge of Hephaestus, you thwarted them, but were horrified to find that your old friend Sepsis, after leaving, or just before leaving the battle, murdered Ace. In place of, well, as Ace jumped in front of a disintegrate ray meant for Thor.
This is all fully the time before last, but we'll let it
Ace,
slide.
after a short conversation with Odin, entered into Odin's service, and as a servant of the gods, was made a Valkyr, returning to their friends, now with 2 large white and gold wings, where there had been no wings before. Asking questions of the gods arrayed about you, Hades, Thor, Loki. Not many questions answered by Hermes, but, they were running around, had a lot to do. You were then given rewards. Those best suited for you from the Forge of the Gods, apart from Ace, who had been gifted, instead of Thunderstrike, Gungnir, the Spear of Odin. It was when drinking to celebrate then, finally,
Not much of a celebration.
trying to celebrate, thwarting Hephaestus, you were met by an old friend, Natasha,
Ugh.
who after a long journey had finally found you in Grecia to request that you return to Paras, as the Council of the New Republic was attempting to, was requesting your help. It was then as you finally boarded your ship and took off to the skies as everyone else went to rest and reflect on what had happened to you so far. Ace, you were left alone on the deck of the ship, staring off towards the west, where you saw an encroaching darkness. From north to south, as far as the eye could see, a wall of darkness, slowly getting closer and closer and closer. And that is where we left you.
I have a question actually about the events of the last session and the session, the end of the session before.
Mhm.
So Ace has got a new body now, right? Like completely new, not made of the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So is Ace still a foreskin? Like is being a foreskin spiritual? Like is it in Ace's soul, or is now that Ace has a new body, is that body not foreskin? Is it not
Has Ace
comprised of
been fully
foreskin anymore?
circumcised? Like all circumcised?
No longer a foreskin.
Ace
I'm
is
so
in
sorry,
fact Ace is
This
in
is my
fact
fault.
more foreskin now than they were.
All right. So would you say that all of their skin is now foreskin?
Entirely foreskin.
Wow. Maybe the first
I
person
know,
ever to
man.
be entirely foreskin.
But yes, Ace, you have just
Five skin, you might
Ace,
say.
You've just noticed the darkness encroaching from the west. You've just it's very moody. It's a very dramatic moment. You've just noticed the darkness encroaching from the west.
I've gone back to my room with Natasha.
Yes. Ace, what would you like to do?
If the others don't know about it, I'd like to go warn them.
Okay. Who do you go find first?
Whoever I can find first, whoever's closest.
At the bottom of the stairs, obviously you have the galley, dining hall, the ship. Dice, where did you go?
Also to my room.
Okay, Reverend, where did you go?
Not to Dice's room, but also to my room.
Okay. Directly at the bottom of the stairs then, one on either side of the walkway just leading into the galley. On your right would be Dice's room, on your left would be the Reverend's. Then slightly further back is yours, and the large main cabin below the captain's quarters, above deck. The only one room enough to have a double bed in it is Oriana's room.
Yeah.
So the closest would be the Reverend's or Dice.
Yeah. Well, I'll go to the Reverend first and knock.
Evening.
Ravina.
I am.
I'm gonna need you to come look at something up on deck.
I'm not really that kind of cleric, Ace. I think if you need a healer, we can.
It's not
Start off.
healing. It's something that's looking pretty dire for our future.
Like I said, if you need a healer, I'm not really. I don't specialize in.
Do a big sigh and just go. Just meet us up on deck, and then go to Dice's room and knock. Is Dice gonna answer?
Hello?
Dice, I need you up on deck.
But I just went to... Okay, I'm coming. I can't find... I'm missing a sock. Hang on. And then I'll wander up there.
And I'll carry on to Oriana's room and knock there too.
Okay.
Hello?
Oriana, there's something you need to see up on deck.
Right now?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Like really important?
Yeah, like changing the world important.
You hear Natasha's voice join Oriana's. Do you wish me to get off?
Probably should. Okay, we'll be out in a minute.
Okay, I'm
You
gonna
can get off later.
see if anyone else has followed up yet.
Okay.
And then sort of stand at the edge where I could see it off
Mhm.
in. Did you say?
Off to the west.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab in the wardrobes. I'm gonna say there's two. There's two robes because this was meant to be the prince's cabin, wasn't it? So I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna say there's like two monogrammed robes. I'm just gonna grab one for me and one for Natasha. I'm like, just stick this on, and we'll go upstairs.
Okay. Reverend, you join them as well?
Yeah.
Okay. As you step aboard then, it takes moments to notice probably what Ace wanted to tell you about. As you stare off towards the west, it takes up the entire limit of your vision, from north to south. You can see the blue sky above, the clouds below you. You can see the land far below, just in the patches of like clear sky. But to the west, there is, and you're all intelligent enough to realize that this wall of darkness is like a mile high. It seems to be seeping. There is a kind of faded edge to it as it meets the blue sky far above. And it seems to be seeping and like almost draining the colour from the sky and the sea below.
Hey, Dice,
Yes.
are we going to sail into that?
Aurelia?
Yes, Dice.
Do you see that really big wall of darkness?
No, Dice.
Oh, now that is interesting. Aurelia can't see it.
Oh, so why can we?
Natasha, you can see it.
Duh.
Okay.
Okay, Aurelia, can you see through my eyes? Is that possible for you? We're fairly well connected. Is there any way you can do that?
A moment. And the rest of you then see this kind of white-blue energy start to radiate from Dice's eyes.
I did not warn them.
And Dice, like, blinks a couple of times and then their eyes clear once more.
That looked like possession, but okay.
I
So that was, I think.
saw it that time.
And you can't see that from your own perspective, no?
When I am in control of the ship and not in your armor, I have almost like a blind sight. I can sense things around me for a certain distance. That is,
Really?
at least at the moment, quite far away, though with my eyes, it does encroach quite quickly. It is coming.
Okay. What will we hit it before we reach Paras?
No, Paras is north by northwest. We will move only very slightly closer to it.
And it won't catch up with us before we get there.
No. I apologize. Your mortal sight is, I suppose, more restricted than my own. It is currently perhaps 1,000 miles away,
Oh, so that's huge.
but it does
And
get closer.
it's about 1,000 miles away, and it's that big.
So is it magical darkness, or is it just a complete nothing? It's an absence of anything.
Roll a perception check.
Because I can see it in magical darkness.
At that range?
Perception. 20.
20.
Yes, not nat, but 20.
Okay. At this distance, it is impossible to tell. The only kind of detail you can really make out on the face of this wall of darkness is kind of like swirls, but it doesn't appear to be swirls of darkness. It's almost as if You're just making out incredibly distant clouds.
Reg,
Yes.
what about through the goggles?
Okay. Okay, you gonna put the goggles on?
I assumed I was already wearing them, because whenever I'm up, now I'm going to have them on, even though they look stupid.
Okay.
I'm perched here.
Still,
Yeah.
your true sight does only give you 120 feet range.
Yeah.
It is still incredibly difficult to make out any more details about the Wall of Darkness at the distance
So we
it
can see that
currently is.
something is there, but no idea what that something is.
But it is
Well,
pure, just black.
I already know what it is.
It doesn't appear, but when you're looking at it, it doesn't appear to reflect the blue of the sky, the green of the ocean, nothing. It is an
It's black.
absence of light.
It's
So-
it's
More like Vanta Black than Black 3.0 then, yeah?
Yeah.
It
Um,
is just
Nerd.
a complete nothing. I was thinking the same thing. I couldn't remember the name of the paint.
If we're if it's 1,000 miles away, where is it? What's 1,000 miles in that direction?
hang on, and I'll pull out my map book. What's 1,000 miles in that direction?
Your MacBook
The best I
shifts
can do.
and moves, and it almost kind of zooms out. You see where you are, Grecia, and then as it zooms out, you can pick out the details of the lands of the Empire. There is much more detail in the map of the sections you have been to that you've seen for yourself. You then see Albion and the lands you knew about to the north and the east. And then the map begins to move west. And as it does so, the small detail, the kind of animated, scrolling waves of the sea give way to nothing.
Hmm.
Page is
What-
blank.
Whatever
used to
was
be
there. Can I get the map to show me historical data?
Page turns over. Darkness. Just, well, sorry, nothing. Blank.
Do you
Absence.
remember?
Aurelia,
you
what's used to be in
remember?
that direction?
The 12th of September.
What used to be west of Avalon?
Yes, what's used to be west? The Fae, right?
I apologise, Dice, I don't seem to be able to recall.
So it's still west of Avalon. It hasn't come across Avalon yet.
I would say that's true.
Okay. So it's where it's always been. It's
Rich,
just
can
taller.
I try and find the boundary between where the map ends and where that is, and see if the line is shifting on the map? See if it's deleting parts of the map.
Okay.
It's a very specific request, I know. I'm just curious.
Roll me an investigation check with advantage because you're using the map book and I remember what I homebrewed it to do.
I don't think I ever got the item, but yes, the point stands.
It is in your sheet.
I know I own it. It's fine. I only have one d20 out, which is wildly unnecessary.
Roll it twice.
Hang on 1 second. No!
Oh yeah, you've got a giant bag of dice.
I've got like 500 d20s. I'm trying to just... let's go with that one. That one's nice. It's orange. It did well. Investigation check, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Would it help if I had D&D Beyond open?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me 2. I'm sorry.
It might. If you want to know things like skill bonuses and stuff.
All right. Investigation. That is 21.
21. Okay.
Yes.
You kind of touch the page. Start to drag the image back across it. And as you do so, you get back to the swirling sea. You zoom out. You can see the coastline then of the Empire, Albion. You would say, based on the map, Aurelia's guess of how far away it was pretty spot on. And then as you zoom into like the line where the sea begins to disappear, it does take a moment. But as you zoom in, it is deleting information.
I'll make it so everyone can see it then.
Very, very slowly. It's difficult to tell how quickly it's moving, but the line does not appear straight either. It's jagged, almost as if it's many, many waves of darkness, all breaking and moving separately.
That's worrying.
Ace, I do feel you could have presented this information with a little more urgency.
How else
You know, to
could
the
I-
government. I need you on the deck. There's a giant wall of darkness that's trying to eat us all. What do I have to do?
I mean, us getting here a few minutes, seconds earlier isn't going to make a huge difference.
No.
No. And honestly,
Right.
a couple of minutes earlier, and you never mind. Just a thought. If we do manage to kill Sepsis, kill the Inquisitor, is that even going to stop this? Don't we need to
My-
stop whatever's giving the Inquisitor power?
Need to
Sure, but
figure that out first.
I think if both of them were able to be summoned by the thing causing the darkness, or can it still act if it doesn't have peons? We don't know, but I'd rather it not have more tools in its arsenal when we face it.
Hopefully the Inquisitor is working for it, that it can't do anything without somebody acting on its behalf.
Do we
That
have
would be nice.
contacts? I know we're going to see some of your allies in Paras. Are there people there who know more about this thing than we do?
No, not really.
Papa might.
You can try it.
Or father or daddy, whatever it is we're calling him now.
You usually go with Daddy, I think.
When
Yeah, this seems a little too serious for that.
When I left Paras, this was not a problem.
No, but it definitely is now.
There.
Well, Aurelia, full speed ahead to Paras, I guess. Obviously, I know you'll have to rest along the way, but the faster we get there, the better. Maybe.
Of course it does.
Could just go and hang out on the top of the planet. Right at the top. Build an igloo.
I bet it would
Um,
reach.
I'm not really a cold weather cat.
Neither am I.
It's a good
I'm
point.
also
You've
not a
got this.
cat, but you get what I meant.
Yeah, you're more hot-blooded.
Yes,
You
quite
have,
literally.
You have then a few days of travel to get to the borders of the Empire, at least. To get yourselves out of Grecia. Is there anything you would like to do with the next 5 days travel?
Dice and I are learning magical FaceTime.
Ah, yes, you are. Okay, cool. So hold that thought, you two, now, because that is going to take a work week, which is 5 days in D&D. Ace?
I was going to say to maybe either sort of meditate on sort of the changes, or to maybe spend the time adjusting my armor to be a bit more like in tune with the new body.
Okay, no problem. That's fine. Reverend?
No, I don't really have anything that I want to work on.
Okay, no problem. It's fine. So, over the next few days then, Dice and Oriana, can you both give me then a tinkering check, or a tinkering check for one of you with advantage?
You better do the tinkering check, because I don't even know what that would be for me.
Rich, I assume it's
Tools that you are
intelligence
familiar
plus
with.
proficiency.
Yes, double proficiency because artificer.
Okay, so that's. Oh, I didn't roll with advantage. Doesn't matter.
Oh, advantage because of the glasses.
No, because Oriana's
I'm
helping.
helping.
Oh yeah. Sorry, you get advantage because of the glasses anyway. I just realised.
I get advantage with advantage with advantage.
Yeah.
All 3 times.
31.
31. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make you roll for every day of tinkering. Then that's fine. 31 is enough. It
Oh
does.
no, I'm happy to keep rolling. I
No,
don't mind.
it's fine. 31 is enough. At this point, you can just make anything really. However, with Oriana's help, then, your expertise then in sending stones, having obviously changed the makeup of sending stones before to bend to your will, Oriana has sent, more messages than a 13-year-old with a crush. So, so yes, over the 5 days, you do manage to work out a way to spell a sending stone, so that it can be effectively an unlimited communication device. You are not quite certain whether the magic will work over different planes, because obviously planar magic is something that has been sealed to you all for a very long time. However, on this plane, you're pretty certain that regardless of distance, between a pair of sending stones, you can basically talk an infinite amount of time.
I would like to go and stand at one end of the boat and call Oriana from the other end of the boat.
Yeah, I'll go to the other end.
Okay.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Hello?
Hey! We need to fix everyone else's now.
Yes, we do. Well, you do. I didn't do that bit. I just helped with the magic bit.
You can still help. It might be
Okay,
quicker.
but last time you handed me a screwdriver, you told me I was holding it wrong.
It was upside down!
I don't know.
It's not a hammer.
I do this and magic happens.
You do this and magic happens, huh?
I just love the idea that Oriana is handed a screwdriver and Oriana immediately holds it like a dagger, like this, right?
No, definitely not like that.
It's one of the really tiny ones as well.
Like a glasses screwdriver.
Yeah.
Tries to use it like a wand.
Or just puts it through their fingers so they've got a claw. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly how it went down.
This is all correct.
Okay. So, yes, you now have at least 2 of these. It is a ritual you can do. It will probably take you a short rest. And you can do, or you would be able to change 1 per short rest.
Okay, then I will.
However, over these 5 days, you've changed at least the one you hold and the one Oriana holds.
Yeah, can I do something else as well? Just literally, I want to send a sending to a Sarahesh,
Okay.
whose name I do remember. Hi.
I remember my girlfriend's name. Sorry.
Hi. Defeated the gods. Where is Nidum? Are you still on this plane of existence? Big, dark, coming. Stay safe.
It takes a moment. Hello, dice. Which god? Yes, we are still in Nidum. It is where it needs to be, I think. I think it will become clear.
Okay. The next day, I would like to say, Hephaestus and inadvertently also Zeus. That's good. Stay there. Stay away from everything. The elves are now mostly nice-ish. Don't come out. Stay where you are. Love you.
I have no intention of leaving my people. We are safe here, I think, from everything. Ich liebe dich.
Okay. Just assume I call her every night and just say something nice about the weather.
Okay,
For the remainder.
no problem. Ace, with your great skill in smithing, mending your armor, to more incorporate your wings and give yourself more flexibility in the air, no problem at all at this stage. The amount of work you've done on this armor, you know it better than anyone could. It is like a second skin. So I'm not going to make you roll for it, basically. You do amend your armor. It is then after the 5 days have passed, just after dawn, on the 6th day, you see the mountains once more rising up slightly to the right of the ship, further east than the direction you're traveling. You see the long, or hundreds and hundreds of miles of grassy plains of Grecia give way to greener grass, forested hills, then a deep, dark forest that lets you know you have crossed the border from Grecia back into the Empire. As Grecia then and the sea behind you give way until you can no longer see them, and all below you is rolling vineyards and forested hills once more. I want everyone to roll me a perception check. Everyone on deck. So let's assume, if you want to be on deck, roll me a perception check.
21.
Okay.
Is this based on sight?
It is based on sight.
14.
24.
Okay.
Good at tinkering, shit at seeing things.
Ace.
You muted.
23.
23. Okay. Dice, as you stare off, your mind is more captured by the encroaching darkness you can see on the western horizon. You're staring at it, trying to calculate, its speed and how long it'll get here. The rest of you notice, as the kind of clouds that you're sailing just above, as if you were bobbing along on a white ocean. The clouds in front of you kind of rear up, almost like a mountain has appeared in front of you. There is a patch of darkness inside those clouds. As you get closer, heading straight for this patch of darkness, as it gets to maybe a quarter mile away, the clouds part. You can see, sticking up out of the clouds, a large hut. It is run down, dilapidated, looks to be about 60 to 70 feet across. You can see...
Castle on a cloud.
You can
No,
see
no.
mismatched windows in the sides of the hut, and the conical roof is slanting like a wizard's hat. You can see then below it a rundown kind of ivy-covered tower just falls until it disappears in the clouds below.
What
Can I
in the
roll
name of
an insight
Rapunzel is
check to see if there's if it looks like the kind of place that would have a policy on crying at all? Like,
that? Looks like
is
some
it
of them might have a
possible?
hair length
Does
restriction.
it look like crying at all might not be allowed?
I don't think it's on a cloud. It's going through the cloud.
Currently, though, the ship is heading straight towards it.
Ramming speed.
What in the? I can. I'm not faster than the ship, am I?
No.
Should we maybe avoid and go around that and not slam directly into it? Whatever it
Go
is.
around what?
Just grab Dice's face.
Now that you've been,
Oh,
now it's been pointed out to you, Dice, it is very obvious.
thanks. Aurelia, what's that?
What is what, Dice?
There's a patch of darkness up ahead.
That is a tower.
Okay. Can we go around it?
Of course. I will adjust
Thank
our
you.
heading. You see the ship begin to move. As it turns to the left, very slowly, the tower moves till it is once more directly in front of you.
Okay, so we can't avoid this.
I did not turn right, Dice.
It's okay. I don't think it's you.
Who rolled over 22?
24.
Okay. Ace and the Reverend. As you're looking about, then noticing this tower just move what probably be like hundreds of feet relative to where it was. Kind of look down through a break in the cloud. Far, far below, hundreds of feet below, you can see the base of the tower. And around it, a sprawling village. Just growing from the base of the tower like a wheel. Each spoke of the wheel being a road running past the buildings of the village.
I don't think we should risk the boat. I think if we are going to have to investigate this, we should go and investigate it ourselves. I don't think we should risk Aurelia.
I don't mind doing that.
I think if we go together, all of us can fly. So,
Yeah.
for safety purposes, we should travel in packs. We're not going to get past it, right? So we might as well go and see what it is.
You know, one day I'm going to get to take my mount on one of our adventures. One
Teach your
day.
mount
I'm
to fly.
so sorry. Maybe we could ask a boon of a god and get him some wings.
If the Reverend wishes, I can land. It is far past time.
No,
you should
we're going to
rest.
explore inside. I'm not taking a mighty big cow inside. It'll be fine.
Thank you, Aurelia, but we think flying would make more sense in this instance. I'm sure you agree, flying is sometimes simpler.
I do require rest.
Please do land, but away and we will fly.
Come find you.
Yeah.
Very well.
Although I can't hear you.
She
I'll
begins
just
then
repeat everything.
to descend into the clouds. Again, once more, there is a strange sensation. As if when you are looking at the tower, it is still there, and as you dip below the clouds, you cannot see the top. But every time you only catch it out of the corner of your eye, it appears to shrink. The top of the tower, keeping time, keeping height with the ship as you descend. The tower itself then begins to contract as what was maybe then 50, 60 feet across starts to get thinner and thinner. Until maybe 100, 150 feet off the floor, As you continue lowering to the ground, the tower remains stationary. Then, on the top of the hill, looking down into the valley now that this village occupies, Aurelia lands. As you look down at the village as well, you do notice that while there are roads like the spokes of a wheel stretching out from the tower in the center, and there is a road going all the way around it, as you look around at the valley walls, far off into the distance, there is no road leading to it. Everywhere about it is unbroken wilderness. Apart
I'm
from
not
the
sure if
village.
whoever has this wanted to be found or didn't want to be found.
I mean, it kept moving to block us, right?
Yeah,
It seems
that's why I'm
likely.
confused. It wanted to be found because it was all in front of us, but also it is completely surrounded by wilderness.
Also,
It's not really made itself accessible.
now that you were down on ground level, the darkness to the west is completely hidden by the hills. You can no longer see it.
Maybe they're trying to be selective about visitors.
Maybe. Are we going to climb this tower inside, or are we just going to fly up? Because I bet there's stairs, and that's a lot of stairs.
I agree.
Unless it's one of the fancy lifting platforms.
Does it have a window at the top?
Oh, there are many
Or a balcony?
windows. But as you got closer to it, there were no apparent balconies. You could not see a door, at least on the side you were facing. And even now, on a different side of it, there was no door at the top of the tower. Any door at the bottom of the tower is obscured by the buildings around it.
Is there a door at the bottom of the tower?
Sorry, any door at the bottom of the tower is obscured by the buildings around it, so you can't see from this distance whether there is a door.
We're gonna have to go over. Let's go over.
Let's go and have a look and make an informed decision.
You can, though, from this distance, I will say, see people. Hundreds and hundreds of people milling about the town, milling about the village or town, going about their daily business.
Okay.
Let's head in and ask about the tower?
That would make most sense.
Okay. Guess we'll head in and find someone to talk to.
Okay. You all heading in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you want to take your mount?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take the nightmare.
Okay. So you all disembark from the ship. Most of you then flying. The Reverend on the back of their large... What colour was the bull?
White.
White.
Bull. Even then, flying at a normal speed, not rushing, you do notice that the bull quite quickly, outstrips you. The Reverend, unless you want to dash to kind of, keep up, the bull is going to get there a lot quicker than the rest of you. Unless you want to hold back on the reins, Reverend.
Yeah, I'm not trying to leave everyone behind.
Okay.
It's this damn bull.
But the bull is fast.
It can be. It doesn't have to be.
He hasn't been out for a walk in a while. You feel, even as you're pulling back on the reins, the bull's kind of like, I want to fucking run. I've been in a ship for weeks, man.
That's fair, actually.
He needs more enrichment. This is my fault. I'm being a bad companion.
I don't think it was your fault.
The closer and closer you get, then the more you hear the sounds of just a quiet country village. You can hear the sounds of animals, beasts of burden. You can hear the sounds of people going about their business, calling out to each other in the streets. You can hear the laughter of children at play.
Hmm.
And there we go. Okay. Everyone roll me a perception check,
Okay.
apart from the Reverend.
Name of this episode.
Rude.
18.
15.
I have a plus 10 to perception. I'm not even allowed to roll. That's fucked up.
I think it's because you don't need to.
It's, 18.
18. Okay.
Saw Mochi's little face. I'm like,
Dice, Ace, and Oriana. As you look about the town, a wave of nostalgia washes over you. Many of the buildings seem impossibly familiar to you. Just the way they're set out, their construction, the decorations on the walls, the childish paintings on the lower levels, growing into the much higher, much more detailed paintings that an adult could produce.
Wait.
As you are looking around the streets, two young halfling children, twins, a boy and a girl, who look altogether exactly the same. Impossible to tell them apart, other than one wears their hair long, the other wears their hair tied up. As they see you approaching the town, completely forgetting the ball they were chasing, you begin to see tears well in their eyes. You remember you were looking to the eyes of Tiff and Kif, the halfling twins that you last saw the morning of Midsummer, the day before you left Nidum in exile forever.
Holy shit.
Ari? Ari?
Yeah,
Ace?
I take off running to them.
They take
Alright.
off running
Alright,
towards
you've gone.
you as well. And as they get to you both then, Dice, Oriana, they leap into your arms. They give you a massive hug. You can hear
my
them
God.
sobbing with joy.
Look how tall you've gotten. Which is hilarious because they're tiny.
And
But
Tiff
we've been
just
away for like over a year.
and Tiff just kind of looks at you and goes, "Yeah, I grew like half an inch."
That's so much.
Smashing it.
Wait, are we in Needham?
And they both kind of look at each other and smile. And like, yeah.
Oh my God, we're home.
Where's my mum, please?
Oh, hang on. Never eat shredded wheat. That
Oh,
way.
good God.
That's still how I remember that.
Thank you.
And they
That's very helpful.
they just point off north. Come.
Where's Nana? Where's my granny?
Same district with the gnomes.
Okay.
District. We have districts?
District? There's a note. Is there segregation happening here?
Hang on. One second. Reverend.
Yes.
This
Welcome
is
to
our
Nidham?
home.
That's that must come as a surprise. Is it usually here?
no.
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 It's
Um,
wherever it needs to be.
Peculiar.
Come and meet my mum. And I'm going to start running after Tiff and Flip.
Come and wave Granny from a distance. No, she'll like you, actually.
So
You're obedient.
Ace is going to look for the smoke of the forge, please.
What now?
Compared to me. Go head off.
Okay. As Tiff and Kif then lead you hurriedly through the streets of Needham. At first, people are glancing at you, carrying on, and as you look around, there are many different races displayed all about. Humans, half-orcs, you see a few Aarakocra just gliding from one street to another, gnomes, halflings, a few goblins here and there. It is only when you get much further into the centre, as it is the quickest route then to be a district on the opposite side of the tower, as Tiff and Kif explain, that you start to notice people just stopping in the street and staring. And after a while, you look around behind you and notice in hushed whispers as they kind of nudge each other and speak, many of the people you've already passed have begun to slowly follow you. Until there are crowds in the street. They part. Like, it is very easy to get through to them. But as they all stand to each side of the road, many of them bow, a few of them nod. They are all smiling. There are quite a few of them with tears in their eyes. These appear to be tears of joy. They all begin to whisper to each other. I want everyone to roll me a perception check based on sound.
Yeah, I'm too overexcited about the whole thing. 11.
Just a little 30 there.
Oh, good. Just
20, but dirty.
19.
19. Okay. Even you, Dice, pick up on this. Not many words, not many sentences are spoken, but you all hear like smatterings of, it's them. They come just like he said they would. But echoed from everywhere, from 100 different voices, you hear Nidum. It is then, as you get to the tower, you see there is a bit of a clearing around the tower, maybe about 50 feet clearance from the base of the tower to the next building. The tower is surrounded by statues. They stand maybe 15, 20 feet tall. One of the statues is familiar to you. It appears much newer, but is almost an exact copy of the Lord of Nidum. Someone you had never met, but a statue you walked past almost every day of your life, but who you now know to be a quite flattering depiction of Marcus. There are then now 4 other statues. One with their wings splayed is a beautiful, pure-blooded tiefling.
Oh,
Another in strange armor, but with a full, unkempt, bushy head of hair and strange goggles on their face. Another then appears to be a Leonin, a long coat. The strange, probably what they believe is a pistol in its hand, but bears no resemblance to any pistol you've seen, Reverend. And then another, which appears to even now just be being finished. You can see a couple of people working on it. And as they take a moment to look up at their work, ladders pressed up against it, you see this tall, kind of armoured warrior. And as they look over at the commotion of what is drawing this crowd, they see the 4 of you. And one of them downs their tools in exasperation. And you hear another one go, "Fucking wings!" and walks off to go and get more material.
I think the Reverend sees the statues of Oriana and Dice and is about to take the piss, and then sees the third one and is like, "Now who fucking told them about me?"
The Leonin is much more muscular than you are.
that's about right for our town's artists. Over exaggerating everything.
Well,
I
I'm
call it
presuming this is some
enthusiasm.
other Leonin. I'm keeping myself well out of all of this.
The
Is the
hat,
hat right?
no, the hat the statue is wearing, the brim is much wider than the brim of the Reverend's hat.
Balanced it out with the muscle.
I need to get me one of those. That actually looks quite striking.
When is a hat an umbrella?
Well, when isn't a hat an umbrella?
The crowds, though, now have gathered. As you try and press through them to get around the tower to go to the next district, you see, stepping out of the crowd that is almost barring your way, your parents, Dice. Walking in front of them is your nan, Brianna. Bringing up
she's
the
up front.
rear. Bringing up the rear, kind of wiping soot from the front of them. Kind of trying to wash their hands, or clean their hands a little on the dirtiest kind of Smith's rag you've ever seen, is your father.
I am going to run and pick Granny up and swing her around and just crush her. She's gonna hate it, but I don't care.
She does. She protests immediately. Get off me, girl! What are you doing? Ah! Get off! Get off!
Oh, I missed you so much, Granny.
This stupid public displays of affection. Get off!
I put her down. And I instantly just kneel next to her on the floor.
And you can see then, when you look back, she's kind of fighting back, tears in her eyes.
Oh, Ariana's sobbing.
Later, when we sit down for a meal,
Please. Has Natasha come with us?
yeah, Natasha's behind you.
Okay. I like sort of just come here, come here, come here.
She walks over.
This is the wonderful gnome that raised me.
Brave. The word is brave.
Zdravstvuyte. And
This is Natasha, my friend.
your granny kind of looks at you at the word friend and immediately starts speaking in a foreign tongue that you have only heard smatterings of before from Natasha. But your granny speaks it fluently, and Natasha responds in kind. And they have a very, very quick conversation. And then Granny just kind of looks at you, nods. She'll do.
I shouldn't be surprised you taught me half the languages I speak. Yeah, one of a few, but definitely a favourite.
As this conversation is going on, stepping out from behind this small, much more familiar congregation, your father walks up to you, Ace. You
Hi,
are
Pa.
looking well.
I wasn't, but now I am.
Gonna lean close to Granny and go, "Did you know he's a fucking god?"
Of course.
Ah!
And as he looks at you now, you see this beaming pride in his eyes. But more than that, it's almost as if you're seeing your father for the first time. There is an aura to him. Low. You just feel this sense wash and wave over you. First of all, of pride, but also there is divinity there. And now, with your new eyes, you can finally see your father for what he is. And the years just kind of wash off his face until not a wrinkle is left. And you remember and can understand now, as you look at him, why in the sagas, the stories he used to tell, he was called Balder the Brave, Balder the Beautiful. He steps forward, he puts one hand in front of him, almost to shake your hand in a warrior's grasp, but then completely forgets himself and just picks you up. Just kind of crushes your wings slightly to the back of you and just kind of picks you up. And even you've, in the last few days, come to understand that your wings add quite a lot of weight to you, as does your armor, and you are strong enough to bear it, but you'd be surprised if less than someone who was giant-blooded could pick you up easily. But your father just picks you up as if you were once more a child, and just holds you. And just kind of sobs into your shoulder.
Yeah, Ace is gonna bury their face in his chest and just cry.
Dice.
Hello.
Your parents rush forward. There is no protesting, hugging you. They kind of almost tackle you to the floor. And
what
just
was it?
kind of hold you. There is a mostly nonsensical kind of squealing from your mother. Your father, every time he tries to get words out, kind of chokes and sobs and just can't. But as you look over their shoulders as they're holding you, you do notice there is a young, maybe 12, 13, two young girls standing behind them. One with platinum white blonde hair, then in a braid, the other with kind of bright, fiery red hair. You notice then, standing there, Anna and Elsa, the two girls you sent to live with your parents.
I'll try, while my parents are still hugging me, to get a hand like round behind and go,
Your mother kind of notices the movement and looks over her shoulder, and then calls them over. Come, say hello to your sister.
hello again.
After there is the sounds of the street go quite quiet. It's almost as if everyone realizes that this meeting is a personal one. But after a moment, the hubbub does start to rise once more, and anyone hugging, you part. And it is then they kind of rejoin each other. Your granny looks at you, Oriana. There's time enough for all this later. But there is, I believe, someone else who wishes to speak to you.
Is it
As-
Marcus?
Not unless he got a lot better and a lot quicker than I thought he would.
Oh,
But I do believe he is up there.
the tower. That's why we're here.
The owner of the tower.
Okay. Who?
I know him by one name. The others know him by more names than there are grains of sand. Let him
Out with it,
choose. Let him choose how he introduces himself.
Come on then, you old bat.
No, no. We'll be waiting at home for you.
Okay.
This meeting is for you.
Okay.
I don't really want to go away right now.
No, neither do I, but
Your mother hugs you once more. Dice. It will not take long.
Okay, but I think you're getting shorter, so if you get any shorter while I'm gone, you might just shrink away to nothing.
I
Well,
have
not shrinking.
not changed, but you have filled out in your time away.
Is that
yeah, she
compliment?
has. I am. That is so I am.
Let's go.
Natasha just laughs quite loudly. As you look towards the tower then, unnoticed previously, a door has appeared on the side of the tower that you are standing facing. And everyone kind of goes a bit quieter, the mumbling between them. Just waiting to see what will happen. Who's going to approach the tower?
I will.
Okay.
I'm dragging Natasha with me. I'm holding her hand.
Okay. As you approach the tower, then, get within an inch of knocking the door, and suddenly they begin to open in front of you, swinging back. And they reveal nothing. Till you all look down and notice that there is a very short halfling in robes, but you can see below the robes they've got quite a bit patchwork, a bit threadbare, but what were once probably very fine kind of bardic clothing beneath the robes. Hello!
Oh,
I know who all you are. Hello. I'm apprentice or adept Otay, Tim Otay. And I'm here to welcome you. Come.
well done.
Come.
We feel thoroughly welcomed. Thank you.
Come. He's expecting me. The big man upstairs.
Lead the
Have
way.
no doubt. Lead the way.
He leads you into the tower. The doors behind immediately close.
I think the Reverend can leave the bull with Granny.
Reverend?
Yep.
Yes, do you want to try and get the bull up the tower?
No, he's not a big fan of stairs.
Granny's real good with animals. She's a druid.
Oh, all right.
Okay. So with the bull left with Granny then. Takes you in.
Granny rides that bull.
I must warn you, it's a little bit disconcerting. But don't worry, the trip won't take that long at all. And he kind of points up the stairs, and you see a spiral staircase. You see directly up a light shining far off in the distance, maybe like 150 feet above you, with just this spiral staircase that goes round and round and round. He steps onto the stairs, waving for you to follow.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you all step onto the stairs?
Yep.
Yes.
As you step onto the stairs, there is a flash of darkness, almost as if you blink. There is a lurch in all of your stomachs. I would like everyone to roll me a Constitution saving throw. You all get the bonus because you all are within 10 feet of...
I can't remember what the bonus is. I'm sorry.
It is +4, I believe.
Sweet, that gives me 14. I rolled a nat 1 on a Constitution saving throw.
17.
17.
14.
14.
I have a +9.
That's fine.
I've got +10.
You all feel this rush of movement straight up. And the sensation that you have left your stomach behind somewhere is very real. And it takes you a moment to kind of collect yourselves. You all like blink and you're looking and you appear to have instinctively just be holding on to each other. As it takes you a moment, a couple of very deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. But the queasy feeling does subside. And as you look around, you realize that you are 150 feet up. You look back down, you can see the base of the stairs very far below you, and in front of you is a door, through which you can see light shining around the edge of the door and from underneath it. Tim...
Well, I guess that's better than climbing the stairs.
Tim is
We
standing
could've just
directly
run
in
up.
front of you. I apologize. I forgot. I did notice that a lot of you had wings. But again, this was much quicker.
Yeah. Might
Well-
fly back down.
So, come. And he
I'll just jump
pushes
out
the
the window.
door. Pushes the door and it does very easily just swing forward. And as you enter, you are assaulted by there are many different assaults on your senses. Outside the room, almost complete silence. As soon as you walk inside of the room, there are pops and squeaks, the grinding of gears, the bubbling of a cauldron. But the sound seems to shift and warp around the room very strangely. The smells coming from the room are both incredibly pleasant and horribly toxic at different intervals. It almost as if you are, as you step into the room, you're walking through pockets of like, noxious gas or like a beautiful, beautiful fresh cut grass, that kind of thing. And as you make your way further in, you notice that it is almost... There is an ancient feeling to the property. As you look around, the ground itself is earth. Almost as if you are on the ground, and inside all of the walls appear to be made with a kind of dry stone wall technique. There doesn't appear to be any mortar between them holding them together. There's just this mismatched brickwork pattern, but it is beautiful to behold. And you can see that the house itself is kind of slanting to the right. There is a massive fire and a bubbling cauldron in the center of the room. You can see then far up in the conical ceiling, where there are many birds, kind of owls. There's a couple of crows up there, a few birds' nests. You can see some starlings just flying around. And the smoke just rises, missing all of them, as it waves its way to a chimney high above. Off to one side, half hidden by a screen, you can see a very heavily bandaged men lying kind of still. They twitch every once in a while, almost as if in pain. Off to the other side of the room, you can see just kind of perusing books on a desk. He's got like 7 books open at the same time. Appears to be trying to read all of them at the same time. Is a stooped old man. He doesn't appear, his spine doesn't appear bent with age. As he moves, it's almost as if there is an incredible pressure pushing him down. You can see, just faintly in the firelight, kind of silver dust detail in his robes that are worn and threadbare. But you can see that they were once grand, opulent. Tim.
Hello.
Tim. Master, I brought them. I'll see you later. And he immediately zips back out of the room. One moment, please. Just holds a finger up in the air.
I'm gonna head over to the bandaged person.
Okay. As you do so, as you get closer then, be able to take in more detail, you get around, you see his head, and even half of the head kind of bandaged. A large compress being held in place over one eye. You can see that he is missing his lower right leg and his left forearm. And there are huge bandages and what looks like almost a gap in his left side. Like a chunk has been taken out of it.
What the hell
But it
happened to
is
Marcus?
Marcus?
His eyelid flickers a moment. He does kind of... There's a pained groan.
Oh, don't move.
But
don't
he settles back and he does not wake.
Can I roll a medicine check to see if there's anything I can do to help?
Absolutely.
Whether to see if a healing spell would work or.
Yeah.
It's 14.
14. From a purely physical point of view, yeah, if you chuck like a couple of maybe high-level healing spells into him, it should work.
Okay.
But as you do, as you check over him, I wouldn't waste your energy if I were you. The man.
Would it be a waste because it wouldn't work?
Yes.
Right.
Closes all 7 books. with a wave of his hand, the books disappear from the table, and you hear 7 quick thuds, soft thuds, off to the right, and you see gaps in the bookcase are now filled. He turns, looks at you all. You got here much sooner? Or perhaps later than I expected you to?
Do we know you?
No, I know you. I have seen you many times. In my paths, the futures I have divined, crystal balls, and the vision Marcus gifted me when he first arrived. Where are my manners? I'm ever so sorry. A moment, please. He wanders over to just a pile of clothes that appear relatively clean, but just thrown into a corner. And he puts his hand in almost without looking. Like there's an organized chaos about this room. It might look like a mess, but he knows where everything is. As he places his hand into the pile, he pulls out a large, kind of star-decorated item of cloth, flips it out, puts a very wide-brimmed wizard's hat on his head. You
I just
are...
just look at Dice for a second and go, is this who I think it is?
I don't know.
Most of you grew
Maybe.
up in Cimria.
Mm-hmm.
You, I believe, Reverend Gracia. There are many less tales of wizards there. There was entirely too much debauchery for my taste, so I did not spend as much time there as I did in other places.
You missed out.
The Cimbrians,
Or
though...
clerical.
The Cimbrians, though... You would have called me Taliesin. It was a name I liked. Those were a good people. Full of song
Good.
and drink.
Good friend of the Pendragons?
Once upon a time I was. But in those tales, and probably the name I am better known by, I am Merlin.
King wizards.
And it is high time we had a bit of a chat.
Yeah, it probably is. What happened to Marcus?
I'll get to that.
Okay, quickly then.
As he kind of sits down then on chairs that have suddenly appeared from nowhere, getting ready to speak to you. We're going to take a quick break. Streaming, yeah, about an hour and a half. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back in about 10-15 minutes. Please don't go anywhere, but as always, if you have to, bring back more people to watch and get them to donate in readiness for the wonderful charity stream that we have coming up in July. But yes, please don't go anywhere.
Is that
Hello! We're back! Yes, we're back to part 2 of episode 98, Chronicles of Nidum. And where we left off, you had finally returned to Nidum, not the Nidum you once knew. After meeting your family, you had been beckoned to the top of the central tower, where you had met Merlin. You wanted to begin the conversation that he had wanted to have with you for a very long time, apparently. So as you all now sit around the cauldron bubbling in the center of the room, roaring fire beneath, Merlin kind of looks at you all, takes you all in. Would you like me to start?
Yes.
I don't think we know what to ask. So yes.
I mean, you could tell us how you had your hand in the gods being separated off.
And if it's possible to fix that, that would be a good start.
Yeah. The whole thing
Or a
that caused
good
humans
end.
to be segregated.
As it happens, that's where I was going to begin. Not the beginning
also-
of my story, but would appear beginning of yours.
Okay.
Many moons ago, I had the great honor of serving one of the finest men to ever grace the face of this earth. He was an idealist. Unfortunately, his ideologies did not sit right with a great many darker folk. So it was. Many wars were fought. Great evil roused, the source of which we did not realize, I think, until now. It was at the end of that war, after winning, on his deathbed, man sought my counsel. Had an idea. The magic arrayed against him was the issue. Only with our own mortal ingenuity and the strength of our own arms could we forge a future together. So I told him how to bring that about, not realizing what chaos it brought. And so, he gave the gift of creation back. In doing so, separated this world. He looks over at Marcus in the cot. And his.
His?
Won't skip ahead. As you have probably heard, almost the entire human population of the world disappeared, at least from our perspective. It would appear that the humans left behind, and all the other races you see now plentifully arrayed, all the lands we mortals still hold, too intrinsically attached to magic. could not be separated from them. So, they remained. I say remained. From what I have been able to tell from Marcus, it is a difficult concept for those not in touch with magic to understand. This world is not the true material plane, as many believe. The humans that disappeared were not taken. They remained. It is the rest of us that were pushed, moved out of the material plane. It is why all the other planes are locked to us. They can only be accessed through great hardship, powerful magic. This world is like a dream. We exist as their fantasies, as their societies carried on, grew, humanity spread to cover the face of the globe. We became their stories. But we are no less real than they. Theirs is the world of the physical. We were given the world of the magical. Fortunately, something else was pushed with us. In this small pocket of creation that we have been gifted, magic resides. The gods, thousands of years ago, used that magic to manifest themselves based on the beliefs of the mortals that worship them, mortals that give them names. And when those mortals told stories of them having their own realms, the gods used that magic to create the higher, lower planes. All throughout creation, though, in the space between life, the space between matter, there was nothing. There was darkness. The darkness was cold, unforgiving. Over time, that darkness grew to hate the light. In the material plane, that darkness was diffused, scattered. There were many, countless worlds out there. Push that darkness back, not allow it to coalesce. It's like a net. The darkness could not hold the water that was life as it ran through the holes in it. Fortunately, when magic and we pushed into this world, into this pocket, so was that darkness. With us, this world is a lone pocket of resistance. The holes in the net, the web, started to fill in. Darkness started to gain strength. Darkness started to listen. Its hate grew even more. Till, as it was with the gods millennia ago, darkness was given form, name, personality. One of true evil. Unfathomable malevolence. That is what is west of Avalon. I fear the power granted to the darkness by this world being all that stands in the way. I fear that the coming darkness will spread across not only the entire world, but all of creation. Marcus is not from this world. Surely you have noticed he is
A bit.
not aged much. The 300 years he has sought my counsel. Even now, suffering injuries that fell even an immortal, he carries on and will be back to his old self in a week or so. Perhaps with a few more grey hairs. Death does tend to put a bit of stress on the body. He's a man out of place. He was sent here. Those on his world who believe some of the stories that we have become, in order to gain control of the gift that Arthur returned. Fortunately, his time, his investigations, Marcus has discovered that someone else is also after that gift. If the darkness gets their hands on it, life as we know it, as even those material plane know it, will cease to exist.
Then how do we stop it?
Cannot wake Marcus.
Rich, you keep clipping the end of your words. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's just me, but
No, it's happening to me as well.
Maybe because the Discord isn't picking up the speech, I'm sorry.
it's okay. It's only when you're really quiet, it just gives up on you and it's like, nah.
Let me
Just repeat it without the accent.
turn off noise suppression so that it just thinks everything is sound.
Oh,
Yeah, we can hear your mouse now, but yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Just don't vape. Carry on.
I do not know. Marcus is unconscious and will be for quite a while. Whether he found the location of the gift. But I do know that he told someone in Paris.
In Paras.
Yes.
It's when you're quiet. Just talk louder.
Okay.
Gift. Sorry.
When Atlantis was above the waves, it was a great jewel the center of the city, the peak of the highest tower. When Troy still stood, it was a sword. When Arthur took it, it was the same sword, bedded in stone by a pilgrim from Grecia, not wishing something of that power to remain in the hands of an evil king.
Didn't he throw it into a lake?
It was called by the Lady of the Lake. She has long passed, killed by someone you are familiar with.
Okay, I'm familiar with a lot of people who would do that.
The Inquisitor.
Yep, thought it might be.
She died having kept the secret of its location.
He's really got a thing for killing women, hasn't he?
He's gross.
It's, well,
Absolutely gross.
yeah, a vile, just straight up vile.
So sorry, we're real but not real. Just so I can clarify. We're real but not real. Because we're stories. Which actually isn't completely crazy. What happens if we just close this world? We'd all vanish, I would assume. Would we be able to merge it into the actual material realm, where they have no magic, and put both together?
Not know.
You seem like a smart man.
I wouldn't care to hazard a guess, having messed up so badly the first time.
Well, you didn't really mess up. I mean, you've made some interesting things happened, but I don't think you can be entirely held accountable for it.
If anyone...
But the book...
Sorry.
It's okay. Go on.
If anyone would know, it would be you four.
Oh,
Great.
the stuffed.
When Marcus first came here, he appeared in this world a blank slate.
He's still a little blank sometimes.
He did not know his own name. His speech was strange and alien to us. First thing he did upon arriving was commit the crime of saving a human girl from a group of elven nobility
Know that feeling.
by killing the elves. Great violence. Over the years, he has been a friend to many that the elves have put down. He has made a great many allies, all with the goal of creating a world
That was unintentional. Sorry.
creating a world in which you could all come to be. There are many who were taken into Nidum over the years. The many Nidums Marcus established across the map. Many who were sent out to seek employment to further his plan. the downfall of the Empire. But it was only when, years ago, in the forests around Nidum in Cimria, that his old, red, demonic friend, son of Asmodeus, appeared in a ring of fire, handed him a squalling purple tiefling babe. It was then, on his way back, he had word of a family wishing to flee the Empire. The mother, pregnant. It was then he heard tell of an arcane rite going wrong in the tower just outside Nidum's town border. Of a small Yanti child summoned against their will. He knew that the vision he had seen, a particular group looked after by one touched by angels, would eventually help his plans come to fruition. You were always meant to be exiled.
Fun.
This journey was yours to take before you were even born. It will be yours to see through to the end. I only hope that when you get there, you will know what to do.
Okay. So
we need to find the gift, wherever that is, so that the Inquisitor doesn't get it.
do I believe this
Still the
guy,
Inquisitor.
Wretch? This all sounds nuts. Do I believe? I'm not sure. You know, it could be
Marcus
crazy.
isn't from our plane.
Roll me an insight check.
Ariana's just listing things she's stressed about. I love it. Insight. Yeah.
Oh, we're not healed,
15.
That's the other thing.
What?
Just silently muttering at Natasha.
What was your insight check?
15.
15?
15.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, thought I did. I was sort of hoping I did.
Merlin believes everything they are saying.
As much as I would like to say that you are a crazy old man and not believe you, knowing how long Marcus has been around makes it a little more believable. Either you're all under some very large, grand shared delusion, or you're telling the truth, and you realise if someone had killed the little Yuanti baby, our lives would have been a lot simpler. I know that's a very cruel thing to say. Oh, or raised it not in an environment that was abusive.
Or sent it back from where it was summoned.
That too.
Marcus did not know what sepsis went through.
That's not good enough, you know that, right?
There needs to be some form of CPS in Nidum.
Just saying.
Just check
Check
it.
in on
You're
the
giving children to families. Just check.
But
He is but
Okay.
a man.
Who
Flawed.
has had his hand in creating a massive evil?
we are willing to be helpful and empathetic, but sepsis is an entirely constructed evil caused by Marcus, primarily, and the person he was handed to. They were handed to. And
And
sepsis.
that shame, that guilt, is a burden he will carry until the end of his days.
Yeah, but it's somewhat more than just a burden for this one guy. It's kind of a problem for the whole world now.
One that he
Sorry,
is
I'm
trying
not
to-
I realize I'm not involved here.
It is one that he has tried to fix. Evidently. Points at Marcus.
Sepsis did that?
Merlin just nods.
Okay. I have a little more sympathy now.
I'm so proud. If I'd been playing Sepsis at the time, Marcus would be dead.
It's true.
Oh, Marcus can't be killed, we've discovered.
Sepsis would see that as a challenge.
Apparently they did.
So, we're not real, or we're only sort of real.
We are
Interesting.
real.
That really depends on your definition.
Your hearts not
I'm-
beat. Do you not
I'm just,
beat
yeah, I'm
when
just not
clap?
going to dwell on it.
Only some of our hearts beat, my friend.
Just side-eye Ace.
Just look at Ace. Just saying.
I'm just going to go with we're real enough.
Real-ish.
You are as real as they.
But we don't know what's going to happen when we merge our worlds. Will we cease to exist?
I do not even
Or
know
will
if it is
we just be
possible.
combined? I have to get our gods back. I've promised my god that I will get our other gods back.
For now, know that you are safe here in Nidum. That your family is waiting.
Yay. I mean, yeah, I am actually excited about that. I got
Super excited to see my mum.
Granny's cooking. Oh,
Yeah, I'm not so excited about my mum's cooking.
Kind of insensitive in front of the orphan, but sure.
We
I
haven't
mean-
seen our parents for a long time.
I helped your parents move on.
I'm very grateful.
Come for dinner at Granny's. She'll like you.
That one
I'm hope-
frightens me.
You make for Paras.
We will.
Mhm. That was the plan before a tower got in the way.
We were actually trying to make really good time, and then you interrupted.
I needed to get your attention.
You scared my dragon.
I will send Marcus to Paras. He is well enough to travel.
Just sort of looked at her like, is he?
When he is well enough to travel, Oriana.
I didn't get the when, just
Yeah,
he's well
when
enough.
He is well enough to travel.
we did just get. He's well enough to travel. And we're like,
I'll just send
he's
him
only got
now.
half a leg.
Marcus disappears.
In about a week
Um,
then.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to dinner.
We are going to spend 24 hours here, and then we will leave, or at least the evening. And then we will leave, because this might be the last time we see our families. So just make the most of it. I'm going to find my girlfriend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have fun. Be safe. I will.
Your girlfriend lives with your parents.
That's creepy. Okay.
That's very lesbian.
Yes. This.
Just
yeah.
moved in already.
Yes. Alright, well, that simplifies things, I suppose. Oh my god, she saw my childhood bedroom. Wait, no, different house, different place. We're okay.
I have a feeling it's going to be the same house.
That's not helpful, Ariana.
Hey, do you want to see my childhood? I just turned to Natasha. Want to see my childhood bedroom?
Ah,
There's a lot of knives in it.
There's not.
We apologise. We apologise.
Sarah has
if
just been on Dice's computer and seen all the Google searches of
God, can you
drow
imagine?
ladies kissing.
We apologise if we seem flippant. We have learned to process great trauma by ignoring it. It's sort of the only way after a while.
With great PTSD comes great sense of humour.
Mm-hmm.
I am not surprised.
Well, not if you've been watching us in a creepy fashion for a really long time.
Honestly, the things you all have done,
Filthy.
you're quite hard to miss.
That's
I
what
don't
she
like to think about him much. I would need to leave.
Okay. Yeah.
Thor and Loki gonna find us here?
He kind of waves his hand
Yeah.
and the door behind you opens once more and Tim is standing outside it. Big smile on his face. Hello!
Timothy?
Hi.
Hi.
Would you like escorting out?
Yes, please. We are happy to jump and fly if there is a window.
No, you didn't vomit the first time. You definitely won't the second time. It's only the first time
Cool.
it's a bit weird.
Okay.
Come.
Very
Trusting you, Tim.
Yes.
You step out of the room. And
Yeah.
as you all make your way onto the stairs again, there is that lurching sensation, but it's much more subdued this time. And you find yourselves at the bottom of the stairs, staring at the open door out into the village.
I am going to find my parents' house then.
Okay.
If anyone wants to come for dinner, my parents' cooking's terrible. Go to Granny's.
I'm heading to Granny's. I've put my one hand up, my other hand's holding Natasha's, like she's not let go this entire time.
As you walk back out then into the town, people have started to go about their business once more. You do get a couple of, obviously, lingering glances from people who just appear to be incredibly happy that you've arrived, that you're in the town, but they nod and they continue to go about their business. Tiff and Kiff were waiting outside, and they're bouncing up and down at your return. They take your hands once more and take you to the Gnome District. You discover, upon coming to the Gnome District, that everyone else appears to have completely mixed districts. The Gnome District isn't segregated on purpose, but as you get there, with all of the loud random explosions that appear to come from inside houses, and the grinding of gears, and it's just the incredible cacophony of noise that goes along with gnome engineering, you kind of wonder, it harkens back to your time growing up in Nidum, and you kind of wonder why no one had this idea then. Because it just seems like a much better use of the space. Everyone else is far enough away that they aren't woken up at 2 o'clock in the morning by an explosion of something that they've tried to create to make hot drinks.
This would have been so much easier for me to sneak in and out at night.
Right?
And as
I turned to Natasha. For context, Granny's hut used to be away from everyone else in the woods.
you get to what are then very familiar buildings. There is a hut, almost a perfect replica of Granny's hut. Next to it, almost a perfect replica of your house from Nidum, Dice. Just behind it, you can almost feel the heat emanating from you from between the buildings, from the lane, is a smith, above which are all of the symbols of the Norse religion. You see then, outside the houses, kind of going into the lane, stretched across the hut and your parents' house, there's long tables that have been pushed together. You can see another one being carried over one shoulder by your father, Ace, as they now see no reason to kind of hide their true nature, and are just carrying this table that is solid oak and is massive. It should take about 4, maybe 6 people to carry it normally, just in one hand over his shoulder. Places it down against all the others. Grabs a couple of benches, one of which has like 3 children sitting on it, just with one hand, and just places it next to the table where it should be. And the kids are just like, yeah, again! Before he smiles and just kind of shoos them off. And then you see Granny and your parents come out of the house and they begin to put food down on the table. You see then the door to your house, Dice, open, and hovering, kind of gliding out of the door, kind of hovering maybe a foot off the ground as she rounds the table with incredible speed, just rushes straight towards you, is the beautiful Sarahesh. And as she gets close to you, the chair itself straightens. So instead of sitting, with her legs and torso kind of strapped into it, it straightens. So she is standing. She puts her arms around you.
I'll just sort of sink into it and stay there for a bit.
When you sent me that message, I did not understand how soon we would see each other again. And she just starts sobbing.
Aww. We can't stay for long, but it's really good to see you. And you look so tall.
You say you cannot stay for long, but I think it is high time I saw my mother. If you have room, I would greatly like to travel to Paras with you.
We totally have room. We totally have room.
We
there.
do have room. Yep. We do have room, but there's a really big wall of darkness heading towards Paras and everything else.
My darling Dice, I am a drow. We do not fear the darkness.
I do a bit.
She just smiles at you. Then I will be brave enough for the both of us. And she kisses you.
I'll kiss her back and then go, so, I hear you've been living with my parents.
when they kiss, Oriana just leans against Natasha going, "Oh."
Your parents would not take no for an answer. And because obviously I spent so much time with Antonius, and I myself am something of an artificer, so not as good as you. Honestly, being surrounded by these gnomes and their homes,
It's so good.
It was kind of comforting. Oh,
They are very good.
I believe there are others here to see you. She kind of moves out of the way and gestures off to one side, and walking down the street are a group of gnomes. There is a kind of wizened old gnome looking at you through glasses that have got to be like an inch thick. Even squinting, their eyes are like globes on the front of their head as they kind of blink at you. There's another, like guiding him and pulling him along is what looks like possibly an older female gnome, but with a lot of You can see blacksmith tools arrayed around her belt. Her arms are kind of hench, even a couple of 100 years old, grey, wizened. She looks powerful enough to just carry this man, but she is kind of gently pulling him as he totters along behind her. And they walk right up to you guys. And you hear a kind of intake of breath from your mother off to one side. And the female gnome kind of looks you up and down. Well, you are a bit tall. But in those eyes, I can see my granddaughter.
Eh?
You look to your mother. Your mother and father just kind of stand there. There is something we should talk about.
No.
Come, please.
You're
Yes.
short for a grandmother,
And they
and I'll follow my parents.
Guide you into your house, leaving everyone else outside. The wizened old gnome woman kind of looks at everyone. So, who wants to eat?
Me, please.
Come. My daughter was a very good cook. Points at the house. She kind of wanders over, smells Granny's food. You never could learn to cook, you old bat. And Granny just kind of looks at her. You mind your fucking manners, Cecile. I've missed you too. Come.
I just move and stand behind Granny and stare this woman down like I will fuck you up.
She looks at Granny and she goes, I brought the whiskey. And Granny just smiles and just goes to get some cups. In your house, Dice.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Your parents ask you to sit. You can hear the murmuring of people outside, the sounds of the lone district, the crashes and bangs.
I'm going to take the goggles off so I can really stare them in the eyes. So, I'm part gnome? You always wear short.
Sort of.
Okay.
There is, as you know, living in the Empire was terrible, fraught with danger. And your mother stops, finds it hard to carry on. Your father pats her hand. When I knew the Inquisition were going to come for us, I knew my job at the palace would not protect me, my wife, our child. We made inquiries to leave. There was a gnome family that took pity on us and knew of someone who could offer us safe harbor in a far-off land that the elves were not in complete control of. It also appeared
Okay.
that at least some of them wanted to start a new family. the same place. So I, my wife, were there, joined them on the trip to Cumbria. It was then that we realized, we should have realized before, the bloodthirst of the Inquisitor that was hunting us.
Yes, he's a nice man.
We gave birth on the journey. My wife to a beautiful little girl. The gnome couple to a beautiful gnomish girl. It was said to be lucky. Both you and the gnome girl were born. Both you and the gnome girl. You were both born with a beautiful head over head hair, pale freckly skin. It was when we were stayed after the births that the Inquisitor caught us. He left me alive. After, so I could tell the story to people of what happened to those who crossed the Inquisition. Murdered children, my wife, and the gnomes, and used some terrible dark magic to sunder their souls so that they could not be revived or brought back. It was there, on the side of the road, that I was met by Marcus. Marcus raged.
Say that bit again.
Marcus raged. But then he had an idea. And I was broken enough to agree. The gnomes' bodies were too damaged for the ritual to work. But my wife's was not. So, the gnome, my wife, your mother, soul was brought back into the beautiful woman you see before you.
Very
You.
pretty.
You, my darling daughter, are a combination of the most beautiful slivers of soul. My child and hers. Put together by Marcus in your body.
Is this a different body, or was this the body of your original daughter?
The original.
So this is the body I would always have had, but not necessarily the personality I might have had. Which does explain a lot about my affinity for gnomes.
You have all of the best qualities of both. Also, I think it explains. He kind of gestures to your armor, your tools, weapons, your your goggles.
Actually, the goggles weren't designed by me, they were designed by a Greek god.
Your mother looks at you. I'm sorry we never told you.
That's really okay. I don't know if I would have understood before. I'm kind of a buy one, get one free. A little bit. What was the little girl's name? The gnome girl.
Angelique?
Angelique?
Oui.
And was I always to be Dice? Or did I have a different name before and got a new name when I became this iteration of the Mies?
You got a new name?
What was my original name?
Christelle.
You know, Christelle would have been a really bad name in the Empire.
You dodged a
I'm
bullet.
super glad you changed it.
You are named Dice because Marcus said he did not know if it would work,
So you rolled the dice.
so he would roll the dice.
Hmm.
Let the gods decide.
Look, do you know what the most frustrating part of all of this is? Marcus is a very infuriating person. I'm very angry with him for a number of things. And now I have to be grateful to him that I'm alive, and that my mother is alive. And I am mad about it, but I'm not mad at you for what you did. You... you saved my mum. And you saved me.
Your father looks at your mother.
All of me.
We saved each other. I was distraught for a long time, knowing that the soul of the woman I loved, the woman I married, was no longer inhabiting her body. However, we both had those we loved to mourn. And once we had done mourning, over the years, we found a new love with each other, inspired by our mutual love for you.
So, and I'm going to turn to my mum and go, so, technically, you're a very short human with the soul of a gnome.
Oui.
That's pretty weird, you guys.
We have had,
And that's actually
I
my
suppose,
grandmother.
we have had, I suppose, a lot longer to come to terms with it, but it is pretty weird.
It does explain why you always chose to live near the gnomes. I kind of always wondered why we didn't live more sort of across towards the human side of town, but...
Your father kind of rolls his eyes as if this is a long-standing argument that he has lost every single time.
And I am so glad you did.
I learned to live with it.
I'm so
Do
glad
not get
you
me
did.
wrong. I have a great respect for gnomes and do not dislike them, but I was much happier once they invented earplugs.
I spent a lot of time at the workshops. I know that gnomes are loud. Traditionally, it's the working with heavy hammers that tends to lower your hearing a little bit. Thank you for telling me. So, that's my grandmother, huh?
Oui.
She seems almost as scary as Granny, put together, and...
We did not realize that they were still alive. That is your grandfather, by the way, and a lot of your cousins.
I had cousins?
Yeah, the group of gnomes that came out were being led by this old man and this old woman. There were about 15 of them.
What do I call them? The grandparents. I'll learn the cousins' names. It's simpler, but I feel like I should show some sort of respect to the grandparents. I've never had grandparents. It's nice. That does explain why we didn't have any family as well.
Grandmère, grand-père.
No, what are their actual names?
That would be rude.
No, I'm not going to call them by their actual names. I just want to know what they are.
your grandfather is Jean-Marc. Your grandmère is
You called her Cecile before, just
Cecile. Yeah.
So the dice didn't know that. I knew that.
All right. Let's try to remember.
Okay. All right. Well, honestly, you know, life's an illusion anyway. I can be part gnome, part human, multiple people in one body, and it makes very little difference to what we're going to have. You know, all life is a bit of an illusion. You know, you get it. It's everything we do. It's all of. I'm gonna go meet the grandparents. Nice to know about you.
We have
I
missed
was
you.
going to say nice to meet you, but that would be really wrong.
Come. And your father hugs you. Your mother joins. And then you all...
I do like the
Okay.
slightly awkward hug.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
You all walk
I am
back.
very confused. Okay.
There is much drinking, much eating, much joyous reunion. Many hours until the sky begins to darken. A lot of people kind of peter off. Your grandma,
Where's Peter?
your granny, Oriana, proceeds to get very drunk.
Yep.
Drunker
I
than
got
you've
it from
seen her in
somewhere.
a while. And Ace, your father, produces a wine skin, and upon opening it, spends the next couple of hours with his hand on it, trying to stop Oriana getting hold of it, because she knows what drink is inside.
Grab your hands, grab your hands!
Sip. Just a sip.
And he's just
It
kind of...
Poison me. It won't. I tried.
You might as well give her a
cookies.
tiny little bit. It would be much simpler for your
I am
sanity.
so hard to poison.
The children running around, regardless of race, are absolutely obsessed with the Reverend, who you soon discover after you see everyone wandering around constantly. Leonin, not exactly well represented in Nidum, apparently. So yeah, like they are absolutely obsessed with the Reverend. Many of them have seen Tabaxi, but not their
Lion.
much more hench, taller cousins from Grecia. And they are just obsessed with you, and also your weapons. And you do spend quite a considerable amount of time, Reverend, obviously just kind of keeping your hand on the butts of most of your guns, just to make sure they're still there. But eventually, the party does die down. A lot of people do wander off, until you are all left alone. Well, and Sarahesh.
And Natasha.
And that's, but yeah, everyone who arrived with you and Sarahesh are just left there at the table.
Hey, do you want to hear something both distracting and kind of funny?
Sure.
My soul is part gnome.
That
I'm
explains
part
so
human.
much.
Right?
But if it helps, anytime I've looked at you, there's just the one soul.
I'm not upset by it. Although I do think it's funny that my mum is a gnome and she's so short. Because she's a gnome in a human body and she's still really little.
Yeah.
It's been a really weird day, huh?
Not the weirdest thing we've heard, though.
No,
And
I
it does
wasn't
make
even
sense. It
particularly-
explains a lot.
I
I
think
mean,
I'm
I was
the-
raised by a gnome, and I am not.
I think I'm the only non-gnome I've ever met or heard of who worships Flandel. So,
Yeah.
and explains why he accepted me when he is notoriously against humans, or at least
Yeah.
not keen on humans.
Fair.
But the reason I am multiple souls in one body is because of the Inquisitor. Same Inquisitor, I think.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure based on the timeline.
Killing women thing, isn't it?
And not just women, killed everyone
Maybe
who
he
was
does
there.
just need to get laid. Like, a good one. I'm
Ori,
aware he
you've
has... I don't
seen
want to
his
think
true
about it.
face. Do you think his penis is in better condition? I don't think so.
I just made myself feel sick.
That's the alcohol. Nope, it's the penis.
I should try contacting Anne Kane.
I don't think that you're going to have much luck.
Well, I am in the right mental state to try.
Give it a go. We're all here for you.
I stay at the table. I can cast sending. Like, are you alive? Are you alive? Have they sent you to the void? I'm going to Paras.
It takes a while. You feel that the message sent. You know it was received. But there is like a few minutes of silence as you wait for a response. Before eventually,
He's left me on red. Yeah.
I saved one life.
What does
I
that
stopped that life being given to the darkness. Do not contact me again.
I tell everyone what he replied. Like, what does that mean?
He saved one. He stopped
He
one
stopped
life
that
being given.
He stopped that life from being given.
Did he say that life or one life, Rich?
One life.
One life from being given. So did he stop someone from being sent to the void? But I asked if he'd been.
I don't think he wants to tell you, but I think he means the prince, the younger prince, the one who
he said
caused
he
all the
was
problems in the first place.
the crown prince he was sending to his brother, to our prince. Okay,
So-
well, he's alive, I guess. I can work with that.
Sure.
It's getting late, right? Granny's
Yeah.
unconscious.
You should probably carry her home. Also, I think that's my grandmother leaning on her. What's my grandmother?
It absolutely is. They're kind of propping each other up at the end of the table.
Don't know, kind of just want to throw a blanket over them and see if they work it out.
Maybe we should lie them on the ground if we're going to do that. You know what sleeping on a table does to old necks.
They haven't got far to fall.
Okay. That's true.
No.
Technically.
I should be a good kid and put her to bed. I haven't seen her in forever. I shouldn't leave her out in the cold.
As you all are talking about this, in a large, kind of heavy, very warm coat, because the evening has got quite chilly for those of you who aren't in lots of padding and armor.
I'm cuddling Natasha to keep her warm.
Balder
Oh.
walks back out and places a hand on your shoulder, Ace.
Oh, there's my first crush.
You should talk.
Yep.
He gestures back to the forge. Walks off.
Okay.
Do you follow?
Yep.
Once you get into the forge, then
Mm.
it is very warm, but obviously the fires that would normally be burning hot during the day have been allowed to subside somewhat. You can see the embers just kind of like a pool of just soft fire in the middle of the forge. pulls out 2 stools, sets one for you. Your your armor is very good.
Thank you. I've been working hard on it. I've been working on it particularly over the last couple of days to accommodate all of this and gestures to the wings.
How are my brothers?
Well, they're doing a lot better than they were when I found them at first.
You found Loki?
Mm-hmm.
You released Loki?
Yeah.
Then my debt is paid. Thank you.
It felt like a good idea at the time.
I owed him.
I'm happy to repay the favour to him. On your behalf.
And in doing so, you freed Thor?
Thor was a separate issue. And kind of the reason I'm the way I am right now.
How is the old one-eyed bastard?
He's doing good. I'm in his good books right now.
It's nice for some.
I am also on call to him at the moment.
As you will be for the rest of your days.
I expect so.
It is a hard life. Yes. But if there are any of you that have the strength to maintain yourself surrounded by all of that death, I know it will be you.
I'll do my best to keep you proud.
I was proud of you the day you came into my life. Every day since, you have made me more proud.
You're gonna
Could
have
not
to tell
be
me
more proud.
the full story on that at some point.
What is there to tell? A lightning bolt struck a tree. When the fire from the tree had gone out, we heard the crying of a babe. The heat from the burning tree, from the embers, was too much for most people to approach. It was raging, but I had been working in a forge for centuries. It was nothing to me. And so I approached. And I found you. You grasped my finger with a strength so great that I knew there was something special. And so when Marcus asked who would take you, I would not let anyone else answer. You are mine. I could not be more proud of you.
I feel definitely closer to you now after all of this.
Part of what made you like this. You are part of us now. The magic, the people that willed us into creation with their many tales, their stories, gave us names, personalities, or qualities. That magic now is you.
At least I've got a nice, easy name for them.
I'm sure there are already many stories told of you and your friends.
Yeah, we've we've gotten some good praise in a couple of places. These aren't the first statues we've seen.
I can only imagine it would be quite easy to rhyme ace and dice.
Hmm.
Oriana is very musical anyway. Do not know how they're going to rhyme reverend to many syllables.
Rev could work.
Rev could work. Or the priest.
We'll have to see what they come up with.
Take it you're not staying for long.
We do have to go to Paras to investigate the nothing.
When I was born, my skein was woven. And my story told. It was my lot to know where danger was. For I was Balder the Brave. To be brave, I must have a foe to meet. Your skein has been woven, altered by my own. And I do not wish the fate on you to rush headlong towards danger. But it would be like telling you not to protect someone.
I can't let it go ahead and destroy everything that we fought so hard for already.
I've said that too many times already, but I am so proud of you, Ace. So proud of you.
Ace is going to give him a big old hug.
And he meets you in the middle, as if you both decided at the same time to get up and give each other a hug. But I am an old man. I have drunk a lot of Loki's mead. I am going to bed.
Sounds like a good idea.
You will see me again before all this is over.
Yeah, I imagine I will.
I think it
It's
might
my,
be high time to go and reconcile with my brothers.
I think it would be good to have a reunion.
Good night, Dace.
You know, is my bed still set up?
Of course.
Ace is like inwardly very excited to climb into their bed for the first time in a long time.
And you can do so.
Mhm.
The rest of you sitting around a table outside.
We should probably all retire, right?
Yeah, I'm sober. I have things to do. But we'll figure it all out. It's going to be okay. And I'm going to kill my dogs. Which is probably not
Okay.
part of this. But I'm really glad to be home and get to see my family, even if only for a very short time. I'm so happy to be here. That beef bourguignon tasted like boots. I'm just saying. Okay.
Night night, dice.
Night, and I'm gonna grab Sarah Hesh's hand and like run off with enthusiasm.
Turn to Natasha. Oh, wait, if you want to do.
No, that's you run off with Sarah Hesh into your room. Your bed is much bigger than it used to be. Wider. So that two people can get into it. And you do.
And you too.
Leaving a very drunk, practically passed out Granny. Granny 1 and Gromner.
I do put a blanket on her.
Yeah. And Oriana, Natasha, and the Reverend.
Yes. You're welcome to stay at Granny's with me. There's a few places to sleep, but not Granny's bed. We used to take in strays quite a bit.
You saying that? Sorry, you saying that to Nathashar or the Reverend?
Both.
Okay.
Or,
Nathashar
you
is
know,
very much like,
head back to the ship, but
am I not staying with you?
I'm asking if you want to.
No.
I wonder what my bedroom is still set up like.
The Reverend. Is the Reverend still here? Possibly
No.
not. Okay. The Reverend graciously attempts to. Knowing what the Reverend is like, the Reverend at first graciously attempts to refuse your offer, but is then battered down by you, and you all make your way into the comfortable bed of, at least for some of you, home.
Homish.
Yeah, I'll show the Reverend to the spare room and then take Natasha up to what was my childhood room. It's mostly pillows, just everywhere. Just pillows and hanging tapestries and drapes. It's very boho.
Then, as everyone settles down for sleep or whatever.
Ariana's far too drunk to sleep.
Yeah, Dice is not, and she has a great night.
Dice
Yeah.
has missed Sarahesh a lot. Okay.
Now, Ariana just wants to cuddle.
And you all, for the first time in a very, very long time, over a year, fall asleep gently. Some of you eventually, gently, in the comforting bed of home. And we're going to leave it there for session 98. Bit of a heavy lore drop session.
Just a bit.
Just
Don't know how much of it I've retained.
that's fine. I've got it all. It's okay. But yes, we're at session 98. So
Yay!
depending
99 nearly now. We've done
depending-
98.
depending on when everyone obviously gets home from the Hindu next week, next weekend, might get some more D&D. We might have session 99. We shall see.
I mean, I don't know, but yeah,
I think we'll be back in time.
we'll be back in time. I don't know if I'll be alive in time, but we'll see. I can't see.
That would be fine.
No, I just mean
We will be.
because I'll be sleepy.
It'll be fine.
I'll just sleep in Em's car on the way back. It'd be
Yeah.
alright.
I'm so glad you guys finally got to meet Merlin. And you got to see...
We've got to fix your cutting out for next week as well, because a couple of times I was like, "Wait, what?" Translate.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
that.
Yeah, I don't know why. The thing is, it's only an issue for you. Anyone watching is having the full experience because obviously it doesn't cut out on OBS.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
guys. But yes,
That's right.
I will fix it for next time, so it shouldn't be an issue again. But
Also,
yeah,
I'd like to thank Mochi for the absolutely amazing camera bomb earlier.
the close up where it was
Cat
just
face.
Mochi's face.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
there's a moth like right above where I have my setup, and
So
she-
suddenly,
she's
this
like,
cat face.
Yeah, Moch, you make it very difficult to like have a dramatic monologue. All right,
Yeah.
just fucking
And
chili
she's
boots.
It's a fucking moth.
Yes. Session 98 done and dusted. So, this week, on Monday, we have been assured everyone will be available for When Gloria's Not Enough.
Don't jinx it now.
No, everyone has said they're available already. So we've been assured that everyone is available for When Gloria's Not Enough this coming Monday. I don't know about Tuesday
Tomorrow.
with Fables, or tomorrow. I don't know about Tuesday with Fables. However, you might be gifted, big news, with 2 sessions of Spelljammer this week. Because I am not in work this week, and I am not going to be absolutely, like, mentally
Tired.
destroyed from fixing other people's mistakes for 9 hours a day. So we will have Spelljammer on Wednesday. Watch this space because we may have Spelljammer again on Thursday, as my apology, because there's a lot of cool stuff coming up and I want to do it. It's just been a lot of the last couple of weeks, and I apologize for obviously being so up and down with when we were streaming. But yeah, so 1, potentially 2 sessions of Spelljammer this week, and then we'll see what happens. Potentially episode 99 of Chronicles of Nidum next week. Close to 100. Yes, come on. But yes, I very much enjoyed myself, as always. I hope you guys have too. But apart from
Yes, we did.
that,
Always do.
yeah, thank you very much to those who have watched. Thank you very much to those who will watch. Take care. Stay safe. We love you guys. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Good night,
Yeah.
everybody.
Bye.